Okay, today we're going to be checking out the OSSC Add-on board. Now, this is particularly useful if you're trying to run an N64 on a modern day TV. Now, I actually uploaded an OSSC video a little while back, and I've since bought an N64, and I've come across the add-on boards just here. What this is going to do is give us a very good picture, provided you've got an S-video cable to plug into it too. So what this actually does then is plugs into the OSSC, and it's not going to work alone. We do need that OSSC board to go with this, and it's a fairly easy setup. But anyways, what we're going to do is plug everything in. I'm going to show you how to do this, and we can actually also update firmware for this add-on board, and that's literally what this one's called. It's just add-on board, so it's not really got a fancy name, but it works really well, and it's fairly cheap as well, and without a doubt it's a really awesome way to get a very good picture on N64 in particular, which is quite notorious for providing a really bad picture on modern day screens. So let's check this out. Okay, so as we can see, I've got my OSSC on top of my Commodore 64 here, and this is where this sits. So what we're going to do then is actually plug this add-on board into the OSSC. Now what I'm going to do is just pop this underneath, and that's how I've been using this, and there's no problems there with heating problems or whatever. It runs just fine sat how it's sitting. So what the add-on board comes with is double-ended SCART adjuster, and what we need to do is just plug this into the OSSC. So as we can see, the back sides of both of these are pretty much identical. So what we're going to do first of all then is just plug in the SCART into the OSSC. And then, like I said, this SCART cable actually comes with the add-on board, and what we're going to do is just pop that one into the add-on board itself. Okay, next up, we've got this little lead just here, and what this does is actually powers both of these units using one power supply. So what we're going to do is just plug in the mains adapter, which came with the OSSC when I bought that one separately. And that one's just going to go into this cable just here. And all we need to do then is just plug one of these into the OSSC itself, and then the other end will go into the add-on board. So it's very simple stuff. Like I mentioned in the intro of the video, I'm also using a S-video cable for this, and the add-on board is specifically got an S-video output on it. So we're going to plug all this in. And yes, I know this looks like a bit of a mess, but whatever. If you can't get a CRT TV, or you don't agree with the inflated prices of these so-called retro gaming CRT TVs on eBay nowadays, this is your next best thing. So what we're going to do next then is actually turn it on. So we're going to do this just by turning on the OSSC. And now that we've got power running into the OSSC through that cable, I'm also going to turn the add-on board as well. Now as you can see, we got a red light, and we've also got a display just here, and I'm going to just get a close-up of that. So as we can see with the close-up, we can see S-video, we got 2 times, we got smooth on, and we got YPBR. Now providing the output you want, I'm personally, like I've been saying, using S-video, but if you want to change the settings on this, what we're going to do is just press the right button just here. And what this is going to do is select it from S-video to Composite, and if I press the left button, that's going to give us the ability to change some settings here. So for example, if I don't want to smooth out my games for the N64, I'm going to press the right button. That's now saying off. I also need to go down to the YPBR option and press the right button on this one, and that's going to change it to SCART, as we can see. Okay, so everything's now turned on, including the N64, like you can see, and we've also got the OSSC and the add-on board also plugged in, so everything's ready to go. So what we're going to do now is just use the remote to change this to RGBS. And there we go, we now got a display using the add-on board in. Like I say through the video, if you know how bad N64 looks without using something like this, or even just going directly into a S-video cable, you're not really getting a great picture. And most of the whites in games were just so bright, it was just an absolute mess. So I'm using the Summer Kart 64 for this. As you can see, I'm just going to turn a game on. Okay, so the classic F-Zero X, and now we've got everything powered on. What we can actually do now is actually change some settings with the OSSC itself. So if I press the menu button, we now got the ability to actually add scan lines if we want. So if I just increase scan lines, as you can see, that's now getting darker. So we can actually set up a profile for this and save it like the OSSC would do, but only using the add-on board instead. Now, what I was talking about just a minute ago with the buttons on the add-on board itself, we can actually change these as we're playing the game. So if I press the right button just here on Composite and change this to S-Video, we're going to get a clearer picture. Whereas the Composite option is looking very blurry. So I'm going to leave this running at S-Video. And if I go down to Smooth, it's currently turned off. If I turn this on, it's actually smooth things out, so it looks a lot better. And one particular game I was having massive issues with in terms of colour without using the S-Video cable and the add-on board was actually Diddy Kong Racing. And the brightness levels on that, just by plugging the N64 directly into the TV through RCA, it was unplayable virtually. I'm Diddy! It's quite likely a lot of people will be thinking to themselves, well, how does GoldenEye look? Well, GoldenEye also looks very awesome. So what I'm going to do is just boot up the N64 without the S-Video cable connected or even using the OSSC, and you'll see a massive difference there. Okay, so already I can see a noticeable difference, especially with the text. So where it says games and saves, it's incredibly blurry. So I'm going to open up GoldenEye. So it looks nice and bright, but in reality, everything's far too bright for its own good. It doesn't matter if you change the video settings on your TV with contrast and brightness, you will not get a decent picture with an N64 going through a modern day TV. Now, one of the games which actually made me get an add-on board for the OSSC was Diddy Kong Racing. So if I boot Diddy Kong up, and this game was virtually unplayable. And if you can actually see that, what's going on there, connecting the N64 to the modern day screen TV, what we're getting is lots of noise around sprites or characters in the game. And like I said just a minute ago, we can attempt to adjust contrast and brightness on the TV, but you will not get a great picture at all. So do I actually recommend the OSSC Add-on board by Kaiko? Absolutely. Now, it doesn't just run N64, and without a doubt it looks fantastic, but I've also plugged it into my Commodore 64 too, and the C64 also looks really good with it. I don't have an S-video cable for my C64, I'm just using RCA through that into the add-on board, and it looks really nice, but it's going to cover a range of other things. Now let me give you a heads up, if you look on Amazon for one of these Kaiko OSSC boards, they're around £80. If you look on eBay, you can actually get one directly from Kaiko for £35. So it's a massive saving just there. And this isn't a video which Kaiko's put me up to. This is an honest review, doing you a good favour without getting ripped off. So anyways, the choice is yours, and I totally recommend it. If you've not watched the original OSSC video, I did a little product review on that, and I was so impressed with it, I just had to do a video at the time. But anyways, until next time, stay retro.